Alright guys, welcome to Haugen Racing. Today, I thought it would be really fun to teach you guys how to drift. Keep this super simple. One quick note, I'm assuming that you guys have gotten the game downloaded, you have the steering wheel, you've figured out the settings for that. If you guys want me to dive in on that stuff, that would be a whole nother video. Comment below if you guys want that. We're assuming that you have the car, you're ready, and you just want to learn how to drift. We'll go over to throttle control, steering control, brakes, handbrake, clutch kicks, different ways to enter, stuff like that. Without further ado, let's do this. So I also thought it would be really fun to do this at my home track. This is Musselman Honda Circuit. I don't know, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do it there. I know this track super well. Honestly, this is one of the best places to learn to drift. This is where I learned to drift in real life as well. So, car-wise, I would stick to something that, like the World Drift Tour Street. This is the Death Wish Garage, also very similar. I'm assuming if you guys are watching this video, you want to learn how to drift proper and you want like the closest to real life experience. There's a lot of helpful people on our Discord channel as well. If you guys want help, you can join our Discord. Links in the description. So, assuming you know how to drive stick, we're gonna start super basic here. What I like doing is, we don't really have a circle of cones, but I'll show you guys the exercise. So you get the car in second gear and you just start running like a constant circle until, hear that? So you hear the back tires starting to squeal and they kind of let out. So what you're doing is you're basically going in a circle until the car cannot hold that grip anymore and it will send itself into an oversteer. And so all you need to do at that point is basically, it's gonna be really slow, but let the steering wheel flow through your hands and then just kind of start getting on throttle a little bit more. So we're going, and then we're just gonna throttle it down a little bit. Let the steering wheel flow through. And then it's just basically modulating throttle and counter steering. So see how easy that is? It's like such a quick way, quickly get that feeling of counter steering. If we do other kind of entries, I'm gonna teach you guys that in a second here. But if we were to do those other things, there's a much higher chance of spinning out and just kind of getting frustrated. And so what this exercise is for you to get that feeling of counter steer with like such an easy, like low impact initiation. And what's great about this, you can do this on any course obviously, but the next thing I would do is practice figure eight. I would personally just do like a little bit of a power over, right? So we're focused on this cone, and here's where it gets fun. I messed up. Focusing too much on teaching you guys. So we're here, to transition we're gonna lift, and then the car basically works like a pendulum. So when we lift, we let go of the steering wheel, and we're back on throttle, and so we're catching it. So when I want to catch it, I basically catch it with throttle. So I'm off, it transitions, and I'm back on throttle, and I kind of use that to propel myself around. I lift, let the steering wheel spin, catch it. So I would just focus on those kind of back and forth, and you start figuring out like when the right time to lift throttle is, when the right time to transition the car is, and that's gonna be that's gonna change with every car. It's gonna change with track circumstances, all that stuff. That is a great exercise to really figure out those transitions. In real life, we do tandem figure eights like this, and it is like the best thing for learning how to transition really close. So, you figured out counter steering, figured out transitioning, right? And we did all this just in second gear. We don't even know how to clutch kick or handbrake entry or feint entry, any of that stuff. So look at everything you've already learned just by doing those simple little exercises. As you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of doing handbrake entries at the start. I would way rather you guys focus on just doing a clutch kick entry and then a bit of a feint entry. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, let me show you. So a clutch kick entry, you're basically on throttle and you are pushing the clutch in, which is disrupting the drivetrain and making the tires slip, and then you're getting on throttle more. So if I go like this, see, there's clutch kick entry. So here's how it looks. So I'm going down this way, I kind of turn into it. As I'm on throttle, I'm probably about 50% throttle, and I'm just kind of pushing the clutch in like that while staying on throttle. Probably the biggest mistake people make with clutch kicks is actually letting off throttle and clutch kicking. So they'll go like this. So that doesn't do anything. So you need to be on throttle when you clutch kick. I like calling it a clutch push because it's kind of like, right? That's not that aggressive, but it's just enough to disrupt it. And then you kind of go. I would just pick a corner, or if you have a skid pad like this, just kind of start playing with them. Do lighter ones, do heavier ones, and you can even insert a little bit of a flick in there. But this is a great way to enter, and it's really low impact. So let me take it to a corner real quick to kind of show you guys. This is probably not the best corner, but whatever. So we're third gear. So we had a downshift there, but so see how easy and simple that is? Got a little excited there. Okay, so now you know how to counter steer, you know how to transition, at least slow, and you know a clutch kick entry. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is a feint entry. The problem with the clutch kick entry, just like a true clutch kick, not really adding any feint to it, is you kind of have to go into the turn. So over second gear, power over entry. The only way to really do that is basically at the turn. Clutch kick's similar. So we kind of need to be at the turn to do it, which is great when you're learning. But now, I want to show you guys a feint entry because that kind of allows you to have more of a run up and go faster into the turn. So see how much further back I was able to start there? Basically what we're doing is we're using the weight of the car to kind of weight transfer. So it's like we're going first, second, and we're starting. We want to turn that way, right? We want to go left, but we're kind of starting here. We're loading the car this way, and then we're flicking it this way and clutch kicking, and that's bringing that back end out. So I want to go this way. And see, I do it with the steering wheel. So it's kind of a combo of a clutch kick as well as just using the weight of the car. So you're kind of going one way, the other way. So you can kind of play with that. I mean, if you go like that, you can feel the tires squeal and kind of let loose. So once you've kind of figured out, you've worked on your counter steering, you've worked on your throttle control, you're clutch kicking and doing little feint entries on these small corners, it's really now time to kind of chain it all together, and that's where drifting really becomes fun, is figuring out all the corners. I feel like this video could go on for literally hours talking about all the different techniques and stuff. I do kind of want to teach you guys what the handbrake does, because then you kind of figure out where it's actually necessary rather than kind of overusing it. For this track, for example, I don't need handbrake anywhere. So sometimes I would use handbrake on that corner, but only if I messed the line up, right? So I just did that whole course, no handbrake. Instead of using handbrake, I'm actually using the angle of the car to kind of slow myself down. I'll see a lot of people on courses, they'll be using handbrakes in certain areas, and I don't even think they know why they're using it. Be conscious about it. Try to do the course without the handbrake, and then go back, and it's like, if you've tried this corner 3 or 4 times, you're like, I just can't do it without handbrake, then maybe it is necessary. Maybe you need it to kind of drag yourself out a little bit, or maybe you figure out a different solution, you know, slightly different line, give yourself a little bit more speed, figure out how to use the angle of the car to slow yourself down, things like that. There's so much more to cover, it's incredible. Guys, let me know what you'd like me to expand on. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. I hope this helps some of you. If you guys want to support us, HaugenRacing.com has all our merch. I think I'm gonna go do one last little sick run and we'll close it out. All right, thanks guys. baby. All right, peace out, guys.